Good evening, and welcome to another game, another day here at the Tri-City Fairgrounds in Toledo, New Ohio, as we kick off another game 2 of the season for the New Ohio Debonairs, as they take on the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. My name is Tiddly Clowners, here on KYW, New Ohio's broadcast radio, the only home of the New Ohio Debonairs. And after quite the 4th of July celebrations, the Debonairs fall to 0-1 on the season after giving up a 3-run lead yesterday. They lost 5-3 to the Presbyterians, but hopefully today they can get it back to what we expect to see from the New Ohio Debonairs, which is a good athletic prowess and a good spirited effort here tonight. Now with that, I think it is about time for the first pitch, so we're going to go down to the public address announcer for the starting lineups for the two teams. Good evening. Introducing the starting lineup for the visiting team, the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Batting first, the left fielder, number 14, Welt Booper. Pardon me, number 27, Welt Booper. Batting second, the right fielder, number 7, Condom Funnel. Batting third, the first baseman, number 14, Jim Bobway. Batting fourth, the shortstop, number 15, Jimmy Soup Cutlets. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 18, Chud Tater. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 16, Pope Lactavius III. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 25, Lavender Sandalbags. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 4, Drew Mess. And batting ninth, the starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians, number 31, Corneal Abrasion. And now the starting lineup for your New Ohio Debonairs. Batting first, the first baseman, number 3, Dollopo Daisy. Batting second, the shortstop, number 10, Yup Turtles. Batting third, the second baseman, number 20, Turf Tamber. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 30, Carrick Burns. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 24, Dimples Bugby. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 5, Blithely Cartwheeling. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 12, Glenjamin Lardhouse. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 41, Murphy Bed Sleepover. And batting ninth, your starting pitcher for the New Ohio Debonairs, number 35, Aubrey Boner. So it's Aubrey Boner versus Corneal Abrasion here in Game 2 of this. The second game of the season, the second game of the series as well. Between New Ohio and Pittsburgh. And starting things off, Welt Booper. Welt Booper. And getting things started, Aubrey Boner. With that one in play, should be an easy play. Yes, Dollopo Daisy makes the catch. And it's the first out. Here's Condom Funnel. Condom Funnel. And that's going to be high and far into center field. Easy catch for Murphy Bed Sleepover to record the second out. Jim Bobway big, beefy first baseman for the Presbyterians. Takes ball one. Bit high. Aubrey Bono, a bit of a, he's the second in the rotation for the Debonairs. We expect to see a lot of movement of the baseball. Try to confuse the hitters. Unfortunately, that was a single for Zimbabwe, but here comes Jimmy Soup Cutlets, the shortstop, in the cleanup spot. Takes a strike. Swings at that one, actually. That was I think a nasty dip. That should be held on to by Yup Turtles. Doesn't have time for the double play, only needs to go to first. And retires aside for the Presbyterians. So one hit and that half inning. And Cornel Abrasion will take the mound. Facing Dolapo Daisy, the leadoff hitter. Swings at the first strike. Swings twice. That one is going to be high. Smashes that one. Is it far enough? Well, industry indeed. It is a home run from the leadoff hitter. Dolapo Daisy, solo home run to give the Debonairs a 1-0 lead. To industry indeed. And that, of course, reminds us that all of our home runs are brought to you by Industry Brand soaps, shampoos, fragrances, and practically anything that smells good. So if you're out for a night on the town and someone compliments you on your lovely scent, you just say, "Why, my dear, that's Industry." And looks like we're going to see them back to back. Look at that. Two in the very same inning. That is turf. Timbre. I stand corrected. They were not back-to-back as there was the out recorded by Yup Turtles, but 2-0. And that should be an easy one by Carrick Burns. Cornel Abrasion will be very happy to see that. Fall right to his feet, makes the throw. And gets the out. And that will be a strikeout. Hangs his head in shame, but nothing really to feel bad about necessarily, as 2-0. Here is Lavender Sandalbags. With 2 outs. Hayes swings at strike one. And strikes out. Putting a 0 on the board for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Yet again, an Abrasion will take the mound for blithely cartwheeling. And that is going to be a swung strike. Smashes that one. Is he able to get under it? No, condom funnel. We'll have to take it on one hop, and that is a single for Glenjamin Lodhouse. And a fancy Dan double play to end the inning for the Debonairs very quickly. The Presbyterians want to make good on that slow start to the game, having just giving up 2 runs in the early stages of this game. Big smash. Is it far enough? 2 fielders are going to get under it. Yes, it's going to be Glenjamin Lodhouse with the catch in right field for the out. Here is Aubrey Bona, the pitcher, at the bottom of the lineup with 1 out. Going to make contact. It's just going to fall at the feet of the catcher. And Bugby will make the throw to O'Daisy for the out. And an easy throw to first base to retire the sides. Aubrey Bona coming up. Again, the pitcher facing the other pitcher. And that is laid down very easily. Abrasion has to run for it in that no man's land spot between third and home. But gets the out. Dalip O'Daisy, how can we forget? The home run in the first inning. Right off the bat, fouls off 2 with a mighty force of a swing. And he strikes out. And that is high and far for Yup Turtles. It's going to be caught by Condon Funnel at the warning track. And bringing it into the third inning, well, after 3. Pittsburgh Presbyterians 0 off 1 hit. The New Ohio Debonairs 2 from the first inning off 3. And Aubrey Bona faces Condom Funnel to start off the 4th inning. And big swing for that one. Would have been, I think, a ball. And again, ball 2. 2-2 the count. You can see Bona makes the ball move so much. Keeps the hitter guessing, and it looks like they'll be swinging at some very silly-looking pitches, but nonetheless, it looks from the vantage point of the batter. I can only imagine what that ball looks like. That is strike 2. And perhaps that scratch of the rear end is what's helping, putting some stink on it, as they would say. 2-2 the count. Big swing by Funnel. And it goes to sleepover. Excuse me, that was Bobway, pardon me. And here's Jimmy Soup Cutlets. Smashes that one. It went low, but it's going very high. And it is a home run to industry. Jimmy Soup Cutlets. With the solo home run, bringing up Chud Tater. 3 pitches all outside. That is, he takes strike 1. Gonna make him give him something to hit, and he does. Goes through the legs of Bona, and he's on with a single. And the offense is coming alive, very much so, from both teams, as opposed to one and then the other, like we saw last night. That's going a little up. Umpire said that was inside. I thought that might have been in the strike zone, but I beg to differ. And a single up the middle. Puts Lactavius on first and Tater on second. It was Lavender Sandalbags. Watches that one go by for ball 1. And finds the gap between the first and second baseman. It will load the bases and bring up the catcher. Drew Mess, 0 for 1, 2 outs. Rallying time for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. He takes a strike, called for 1. That should be in for... Is it going to make it in time? It's going to be an out recorded. Well played by blithely cartwheeling to dive onto that ball and make the throw to first base, preventing the Presbyterians from tying it up here in the bottom of the fourth. And that's going to be popped way up and out of play for Turf Tambor. Swings at strike two. Tambor was quite the player last night. He's going to get his first hit of the game. It's going to be a single to right field. And he's on with no outs. Bringing up Carrick Burns. Carrick Burns. Commonly referred to in the clubhouse as the Carrick. I like to say that when he gets into a zone, he becomes a bit of a beast-like person, and he's no longer a human. He just becomes the Carrick. Almost signed by the Teetotalers, but the Debonairs were able to pick him up, sign him to a contract. He's going to walk for on 4 pitches. And here is Dimples Bugby, the catcher. And he's going to swing and strike out for the first out of this inning. Lively cartwheeling. That was very low. I was practically at his ankles again. Very low pitches. What I know about corneal abrasion is that his vision is surprisingly good. He's very good at getting it straight down. He's going to go ahead and it's going to end up being a fielder's choice with runners on the corners. Getting the out at second, unable to make the fancy down double play. He'll get on first. And this should be an easy play. Yes. Lactavius with the throw to Bobway, preventing a runner from scoring. So it's 2-1 after 4 innings. Corneal abrasion, the pitcher, coming on. And he's going to swing and hurl his bat. And Aubrey Bona is going to take some satisfaction in the anger that was brought out in corneal abrasion. This looks like it could be fair. Yes, it's going to just barely dribble to the third baseman. And blindly cartwheeling with the throw to Dalapo Daisy. Condom Funnel up for the 3rd time today. Gonna swing that one foul. And it's going to go right to Dalapo Daisy, who will take it himself to the bag and record the 3rd out of the 5th. A very interesting note that's been brought to my attention that for those watching or listening to this game, I suppose you could be listening from the stands and watching at the same time, that the curved ball that you're seeing thrown so many times by both pitchers, actually, swing and strike two, invented by a man named Candy Cummings, which again, many of you may know, and that is a strikeout looking for Murphy Bed Sleepover. Here's Aubrey Bona, the pitcher, facing abrasion, and you got to wonder if there's a bit of animosity between these two. But I know what you're thinking. Candy Cummings, you might have seen her in some of the pictographs and lithographs and other... well, you know, it's an evening game. We assume the children aren't awake anymore to listen and hear a name of such questionable repute, but nonetheless, I assure you that it is not the same person. And that kind of dribbles into the infield, and it's actually going to be a base hit for Dalapo Daisy. I don't think it got good contact on that, but it kind of falls between the shortstop and the third baseman. This should be a fancy down double play. No, they only go for the one. It only needed the one, actually. I was mistaken. There was 2 outs already, so they go with the throw to first. And Aubrey Bona faces Jim Bobway. Top of the 6th. Debonairs leading 2-1. Both starting pitchers still in this game. Top of the 6th. Aubrey Bona has thrown 58 pitches as Bobway falls that one off. Thank the man giving me that information. That was Joe Samosa. I understand he was he's bit of a historian himself. Studied this game. And has also studied many French lithographs in his time. So thank you to Joe Samosa. And that is going to be a wrenched foul by Jimmy Soup Cutlets. Jimmy Soup Cutlets knows how to hit these balls. And he has already scored a home run, the only run for the Presbyterians, on Aubrey Bona, who is up to 63 pitches with no outs. One man on is Zimbabwe on in a 2-2 count. Now full up. And he's going to walk him as he flings the bat over his shoulder with careless abandon. Thankfully not concussing one of our bat boys. Chud Tater takes one right to the sternum. And that is, and Aubrey Bona is very visibly beating himself up for that. Gives the quick wave to show that he did not intend that. I think a bit of a tip of a cap, understanding, you know, so this is a dangerous game, and thankfully, Mr. Tater is not hurt, but Lactavius is going to get 2 runs batted in to take the lead for the Presbyterians. And I think that's punishment enough for Tater, who's now at third, Lactavius at first. Cutlets and Bobway have both scored. And 71 pitches for Aubrey Bona. This is getting to be a bit high. Looks like a 4-6-3. Fancy Dan. No, only gets the 1. Oh, they called him safe. Well, no, actually, he did get the fancy Dan, but the runner from third did score. My mistake. I was a bit confused by the umpire's call. And this should be an easy play at first. Bona will take the catch from O'Daisy. Well, 3 runs scored in that 6th inning. The Debonairs have work to do again. Down 2 with Turf Tamber, who has hit a home run. And it's 2 for 2 today. This is the right kind of person you want to make contact. Is that going to go far enough? It's off the wall. It should be a double for Tamber. He overruns the bag, sees the ball coming late. The cutoff man, excuse me, and he will be on second with a leadoff double for the bottom of the 6th for the Debonairs. And that is going to get past the third baseman, Lactavius. And oh no! And Tamber is called out at home. It's the first out, and they're going to try to steal. And look at that. We shall, in fact, we shall shame him. But Dimples Bugby, in fact, stole second. And that will now put Bugby on first. I believe Carrick Burns on third. And here is blithely cartwheeling. Runners on the corner. And anything that leaves the infield, I believe, should, very inside. I think control is becoming an issue. These are the kind of pitches where they have so much movement in their pitches when they are fresh, that maybe the amount of pitches they can throw in a game is limited a bit. This is not going to look good. Looks like it's a double play ball. It is only the 1. They don't get the play at first in time, and that will score Carrick Burns. And there was an attempt to steal, but looks like Lodhouse is going to drop that in between the center and right fielder. And it looks like Tater is going to score. Excuse me, Lactavius was going to score, and here comes Joe Nelly in for Murphy Bed Sleepover. And Joe Nelly is going to fire. It's going to go right to the center fielder. And coming in is Darby Gigawater and Quincy Longpants. Double switch. For the 2, we are tied at 4 at the top of the 7th. Big swing by Cornel Abrasion, who stays in this game. And he's going to strike out. So quite a few quite a few, as Darby Gigglewater makes contact there. Easy play for Yup Turtles to dollop O'Daisy for the second out, and we've got a fresh relief pitcher in Darby Gigglewater. Let's see, middle of the road, good relief pitcher. Oh, we need good 2 innings out of him, I think, for the Debonairs. And that is one of them. That is, in fact, one of them. Cornel Abrasion will take the mound yet again as Quincy Longpants. He is about to take the plate. He is in at third base. They made the double switch, putting him in the pitcher's slot in the lineup. That is going to be fair. It's going to sail over Zimbabwe's head into the corner. Perhaps a triple. No, he's well thrown indeed by Condom Funnel. And it looks like Cornel Abrasion will be coming out for Boat Velocidad, who gives up a foul ball, very close. And that's going to get out of his reach, but it should be an easy play at first. Runner moves to third. And here is Yup Turtles. Long pants on third. Big swing for the strike 2. Ball 1. I think Yup Turtles will look to sacrifice this play. Anything leaving the infield, I think, will bring. Oh, it is out number 2. So there goes the option of the sacrifice. Turf Tamber back on. I think Long Pants at third. Would be a shame if they were too. Oh, they're going to pitch out. Looks like they're going to be intentionally walking Turf Tamber to get to Carrick Burns. Well, I say this is strategic if I've ever seen it. And you know, Turf Tamber, a home run, 2 hits. I think this might be a solid strategy for Boat Velocidad. Carrick Burns, first pitch, pops it up. And it is foul for Drew Mess. So the intentional walk does in fact work for the Presbyterians. After 7, they're still tied at 4. Top of the 8th, here's Darby Gigglewater facing Zimbabwe. It's just been pointed out that Turf Tamber is a triple away from hitting for the cycle. And he's not going to get there in time. Zimbabwe is safe at first. Here's Jimmy Soup Cutlets, 1 for 2 with the home run. There's as ball 1 goes by. Ball 2 outside, not intentional again, but just takes a big swing at a curveball, sinking into the dirt, and it's 2-2 after he fouls that one off behind the backstop. Big strike called for Soup Cutlets. About to say he took a swing, he just watched that one go by as it fell in the dirt, and here is Chud Tater. He shows bunt for a moment. Oh, smashes that one off the ankle, but able to get the runner out at second for the fielder's choice. Gigglewater able to have enough, sound enough mind to grab the ball, throw it at second. Oh, what a catch by Yup Turtles for the third out! And a 0 on the board for the Presbyterians is very much welcomed by this Debonairs crowd, this New Ohio crowd. Still a buzz after of course, the Dempsey fight yesterday. And the opening day, they wanted to see the first win out of their Debonairs, and it's Dimples Bugby up. 5th in the spot, he takes ball 1. It's 1-2 for he's facing Boat Velocidad. 2-2 the count. That one was high on the outside corner. Big swing at that one, curved inside, and it's the first out of the inning. Pitcher spot is up. Darby Gigglewater. Looks like he will stay in, yes. And he's going to swing at that one. It's going to be taken by Sandalbags and recording the out at first. Glenjamin Lodhouse, the center fielder, coming in 7th. He's going to hit that one. It's Lactavius. Dives onto it and makes the throw to Bobway for the out. So, a scoreless 8th inning. We're to the top of the 9th. And we could have quite the close one to end it here. Darby Gigglewater in for, I believe, the 3rd inning. Still doing very well. 16 pitches. As I said, he gives up a single to left field. Kerrick Burns holding the runner at first. And that is, in fact, Lavender Sandalbags at first. Here's Drew Mess. A no-out single. Shows bunt. Pulls it back. Strike one. That is ball one. And you have to wonder what the strategy for the Presbyterians is. Are they just worried about getting Sandalbags home? Or are they just going to be going for it and just playing their normal ball? And that's a huge first out of Drew Mess. Here is Boat Velocid coming out, so they will be going to their closer. Nob Abutter is going to pinch hit, which means that I believe that means that Filipino Horseman, the closer, will likely be coming in for the Presbyterians. Nob Abutter usually playing second base or shortstop. He'll be pinch hitting this time. That sounds like a Fancy Dan opportunity. Yes, it is a Fancy Dan double play. Brought to you by Fancy Dan shampoos, soaps, shampoos, conditioners, pomades, and salves, and all sorts of follicle products. Put more fop in your coif with Fancy Dan. And here is Filipino Horseman, the closing pitcher for the Presbyterians, gives up the single with no outs. That was to, not to sleep over, that was to Joe Nelly. I was getting my products confused. Fancy Dan, of course, is the, there's going to be an attempt at stealing, and he's safe at second is Joe Nelly. And that is going to bring home the winning run. And we have a winner. The game is over. The Debonairs take it with a walk-off single hit by Quincy Longpants, bringing home Joe Nelly. And the Debonairs get their first win of the season and tie up the series one game apiece with a very exciting ninth inning walk-off run. And of course we have Darby Gigglewater is the winning pitcher. 3 innings pitched. Allowed 2 hits, no earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. Very good, strong stat line. And the loss goes to Filipino Horseman, who actually has recorded 0 innings pitched somehow. And I guess because there was no, there was in fact 0 pitches thrown, 0 outs recorded. So yeah, 0.0 innings pitched by a very strange statistic there. And Turf Timbre, we go to our dandy of the day, our third finest dandy, Dolapo Daisy, of the Debonairs, 2 for 4 with a home run, a RBI, and a run. Second finest dandy goes to Jimmy Soup Cullets, who had the home run early on in the game. And the finest dandy of the day goes once again to Turf Timbre. Turf Timbre getting the finest dandy of the day 2 games in a row. He has been quite the player for the Debonairs. What a showing he has put on here in this game, in this series as well. Well, fans, we do thank you for joining us. My name is Tiddly Clowners. Our next game between the New Ohio Debonairs and the Pittsburgh Presbyterians is happening tomorrow, Saturday, July 6th. That will conclude the 3-game series with the Presbyterians, and then the Debonairs will have an off day, a travel day on Monday before they head to Schenectady, New York on Tuesday for a 3-game series with Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. So until then, you can hear all that action here on KYW. the home of the New Ohio Debonairs, especially on the road to Amalgamated Baseball Holdings for the first road trip of the season. They improved to 1-1 with a 5-4 exciting game. Until then, my name is Tiddly Clowners, and we will see you next time here at the Tri-City Fairgrounds.